All righty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Midlife Mojo Monday. I am really excited to be sharing with you. As you know, every Monday I get on here live around 2 o'clock to just share with you some kind of either education or a demonstration or bring on a little guest or just share my thoughts, something that I know that can support the woman over 40 in all areas of her life. And every week in the Midlife Mojo group, we do have a theme of the week. And so this week's theme was kind of rediscovering you, rediscovering your passions, your health, your happiness, all those kinds of things. And so that's what I kind of want to talk about a little bit today is some mistakes that midlife women make, stopping them from finding happiness as they age. And, unfortunately, many midlife women, they just aren't happy. They're either not happy with themselves, or maybe their marriage, or just where they're at in their career or lack of career. And maybe just, their kids are growing up, they're lonely. They're just kind of in a weird place, right? And, the thing is, we literally, that's one thing we do have the power to change, right? We can change all of those things. We can, you know, take ourselves from being unhappy and making us happy, but we need to know how to do that. And sometimes the things that we're doing that we think are going to make us happy are either just momentary, temporary happiness, or they're things that actually, in the long run, um, kind of derail our happiness. So I kind of wanted to talk about that today a little bit. Was just some mistakes that women over 50 make, and when kind of pursuing happiness as they age, and what they kind of think that would look like. All right, am I kind of talking to anybody out there? I don't know if I've got anybody on live. Let me see if I move this. I don't know if I have anybody on live. I can never sometimes tell on my streaming service. But if you are on live, just let me know in the comments or even on the replay. You know, on a scale, let's do it this way, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you feel like putting it in the comments, where would you kind of put your happiness level? Right. And you don't have to elaborate if you don't want to. And you don't have to put a number, of course, if you don't want to. But what I have found when I talk to most women, there's usually, maybe they're not unhappy, but there may be some area that they're unhappy with. So I feel like these five mistakes kind of touch on just different places where maybe we could kind of tweak what we're doing or turn things around or do things differently so that we can find that happiness. All right. So mistake number one, well, first of all, before I even say that, so I think a big part of where this unhappiness comes from is that we, as women over 40, 50, 60, 70, we've kind of, we always say, oh, well, society tells us this, but we've kind of bought into what society tells us a little bit, right? We've bought into the fact that we've got to look younger and, that like youth, that's like the whole thing, right? Everybody wants to do that. Or that you're stuck kind of in your career, you're stuck in a marriage and things like that. So we kind of put these self-imposed limitations on ourselves, just based on a societal belief of women over 40 or women over 50 and that's general age range. So the first thing we can do is kind of let go of that false notion, let go of what other people are saying, and just start to believe in ourselves and our own abilities to do things and to change things around. All right. So the number one thing that I would say, mistake to avoid, so that you can live your best life, is just stop trying to look younger. Right? I mean, that's like the youth industry, the makeup, the creams and all of that, the beauty industry is like the largest industry, billion-dollar industry in this world, right? Everything so that we can color our hair, get our wrinkles away, get the little flab away, whatever it is, right? All of these different products, and people spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month trying to turn back the hands of time, right? And so what ends up happening over time is, some of these work for a little bit, maybe not as good as you want. Nothing ever works as good as you want. Now you've depleted your wallet, so you're kind of mad about that and you're upset with yourself for spending the money, or angry at this company, so you got this anger going on. I want my money back, right? Because it's not doing what it says. There's not a lot of positiveness around that. It erodes your self-esteem when you try these different things and then you're not seeing the girl on the cover, right? Like, completely, lost all of her wrinkles or whatever. So, just thinking that you're going to find your happiness in the next, gimmicky cream or lotion or, whatever it is going to really derail your efforts. So happiness over 40 instead, if you want to look and feel better over 50, look to yourself, right? Like stop buying these creams and start investing in your body. Get in the best shape of your life. Like take the money and either join a gym, right? That's what you should do instead. Or just get out there and take that time, and work out. Get yourself in the best shape you've been in. Eliminate self-destructive habits, right? That lead to premature aging. Maybe you're still a cigarette smoker, even alcohol. If you're drinking alcohol every single day, as part of your daily routine, even that can sometimes lead to aging more prematurely. Being unhappy leads to aging prematurely, right? They always say like it takes less muscles to make a smile than a frown. The more we smile, right? Sometimes even just smiling when you don't feel like it, sometimes even triggers something to making us a little bit happier. So even just trying to smile more, just trying to create these new positive habits as anti-aging habits, taking care of our bodies, smiling more. Those are the true things that are going to bring you happiness. And all those creams and stuff, if you want to waste your money, I guess you can. You could use those too. But just know that those are temporary solutions. And you guys know that intermittent fasting is my thing, right? And so the reason why I get asked all the time, well, I mean, you lost your weight like a year and a half ago. It's been already. You've been keeping it off. Why are you still fasting every day? Somebody in the group just yesterday asked me how many hours when I posted my meal. They said, my that I broke my fast. They said, "How long did you fast today?" And it was interesting to me. I said, "Oh, I don't know. I fast every day. How long did I fast today? I have to go and figure that out because it's part of my lifestyle. And the reason why it's part of my lifestyle is number one, it makes me happy. It keeps me feeling in control. That feeling of being in control makes me happy. It keeps my weight down. That makes me happy. When I put on those 20 pounds, oh my gosh, those same, like years ago when I was overweight before I lost weight, like early in my 20s, I used to walk around the house like, like clotting like an elephant. I used to call myself 2-ton Annie. Like, oh God, I can't even believe the stuff, crap I used to feed my mind. But, anyways, when I put that weight back on, I remember the day when I was walking around the house with my husband going boom, 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 making all these like elephant noises. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Right. It's amazing how, our weight can kind of derail our happiness. Absolutely. So intermittent fasting was a way that gets me the feeling in control, gets my weight feeling good, but also it has these amazing anti-aging benefits. So I don't need all the creams and the lotions. Now, do I like those? Sure, I make up, but I make my own with my oils, so they don't cost me a lot of money. And I know that I'm using good stuff on my skin, right? But I don't rely on them, right? What I do love is knowing that I'm getting the anti aging benefits from intermittent fasting. Things like triggering my human growth hormone, which, if you look up that, it's like AKA the fountain of youth. Right. And it helps us be youthful on the inside at the cellular level, also on our skin on the outside. But it also boosts our metabolism, helps burn fat. It helps our build lean muscle mass. So again, all things that help our body feel good naturally without having to buy all these creams and stuff. How it keeps our body, uh, looking young without having to kind of focus on it in that sense, in that way, and so forth. So make sense? Yeah. All right. So number two, oh, this is a good one. Investing your money in the wrong things to make you happy, right? So unfortunately, according to science, most purchases will not make you happy. Right? You kind of like bask in like the glow of something new. Like maybe you went on a little shopping spree and bought yourself some cute clothes, or maybe you went and bought yourself a brand new, I don't know, car, piece of jewelry, right? And that's like, ooh, that's like a little temporary high, maybe even will last a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months if it's a new car or something like that. But when that glow wears off, you're right back. That car isn't, any more exciting to you 6, 9 months down the road than the old car was, right? So, what you want to invest your time and your money in instead of things, you want to invest it in people, right? Spending time doing activities, experiences that you like, right? Things like that, right? Investing in experience is shown to have much, much greater impact on one's happiness than things, right? So invest in your health, invest in maybe growing your knowledge and skills. I just laid out a whole lot of money for another coaching program, for another program, so that, number one, that makes me happy. Like I love learning. That's something that truly brings me happiness. right? But it's also investing in myself. And then your passions, right? What are you passionate about? Like in terms of, what are things that really excite you? Maybe it's being, maybe it's making jewelry, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's knitting, whatever it may be, but investing in those skills, maybe taking them to another level, maybe turning them your hobby into a job, right? When I say a job, I mean like a wonderful career that can offer you not only financial uh, benefit, but can also just give you that fulfillment inside, right? So make sure that that you're investing your money in the right things, and that you're investing them in experiences, in health, in skills, and passions, as opposed to things that just give us that temporary glow. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and buy yourself a piece of jewelry, or don't go out and buy yourself a new, you know, piece of clothes. Of course, those are nice pick me ups, but just don't fool yourself into thinking that that's going to ultimately bring you true happiness. All right, that's momentary. So just to kind of think about the last thing that you spent a good amount of money on. Was it the next shiny object, or was it an investment in yourself or an experience? Maybe if you feel like it, you can even share with me what that was. The last time you just kind of put out like a little chunk of change on something to you, whatever that would be, right? Was it an experience like maybe going, it's been a while now, but maybe going on a girls' weekend? Like, wouldn't that be like that would bring me fun, right? Like a new car is great, but years later, like that memory of my girls' weekend, that's going to bring a smile to my face years later than that car, right? Purchasing that car. So those are the kind of things that I'm thinking about. All right. So number three, in terms of mistakes that midlife women make, stopping them from finding happiness. Oh, let me just put me so I'm the only one on the screen. Make me big. There I am. I don't know if I'm big to you on the screen, but I wasn't big to me. So number three is not investing in your health, right? You kind of hear that over and over again. I've kind of already said that to some degree, but we save for retirement, right? But we can have all this money in the world, but if we don't have our health, then what was the point of working hard all those years and saving if we don't have our health, right? Money definitely cannot buy you health. Remember that. Right. So if the user working and working and working and working so that I can save, so that I can travel and I can help my you can do all these amazing things when I retire, and then people hit retirement age, and because of health issues they're either got hip problems, knee problems, maybe they're in the hospital, they've got heart issues, they got there's some stuff going on, some stuff definitely, right? All because they didn't invest in their health when they were younger, right? They kind of just focused on just going and going. So, feeling good is foundational to a happy life, right? I really feel that when your health is in order, everything kind of stems from that. Like it's hard to be truly happy when you're not feeling good, ultimately, right? When you're not feeling good in your body or your mind, it's hard to be happy. So if we can get our foundation, our body, our home happy first and get that set, right? Then from there stems everything else. That's definitely what I believe. And so I'm going to be sharing with you ladies probably, I don't know, either the end of this week, the beginning of next week. I'm just kind of putting the final tweaks on my brand new 6-week program. It's called Win at Wellness. Excuse me, Win at Weight Loss. And it's all about using your intermittent fasting and your essential oils to conquer the dieting cycle, that on and again, off again cycle. That too can steal our happiness, right? Being on and off the diet train, as I always say. So I've got a brand new 6-week program that I'm really excited about. That's going to be my most comprehensive, hand holding program to date, step by step, like everything that you guys need. And by the end of those 6 weeks, you will definitely be well on your way to not only, of course, losing weight in inches, but adopting this lifestyle, breaking those cycles, and this just being a way of life for you. Because that's what I want, right? If I want to get all of our health in order so we can all shine and we can all, have, live happy and healthy lives. I mean, isn't that ultimately, I mean, I don't know, but for me, that's the goal. And I think if you're a member of my group, that's probably your goal too. So the next one, oh, this was a really another good one. So as we get older and we start to lose friends, right? We start to have less people around us. When we were younger, it was like running from sporting events and cheerleading events and the kids stuff, or whatever, PTA type of thing. We're volunteering all over the place. We have people around us, even just our kids friends parents. We kind of get these friends by default, right? So the number one mistake that, not number one, but the one of the other mistakes that women make in trying to find happiness is just thinking that friends are just going to happen, right? Just by happenstance. And unfortunately, as we get older, that's just not the case. We have to make a little bit more of an effort to put ourselves out there and put ourselves in places where people we want to hang out with are, to meet them. Because no longer are the days of just like you're hanging let's face it, if you're like a baseball mom, like all my baseball mom friends, I mean, every single Saturday, like all day long, all over the state of Florida, they were at some baseball game watching baseball for hours and hours, chatting with the other moms, and those kind of became their friends, right? My I know a lot of my friends now are the kids that my kids went to preschool with. I love them to death, absolutely 100%. But when I start to look at a whole of my friends, some of them just kind of were by default, like just circumstantial that we became friends. But now we get the actual chance to choose our friends, right? To put ourselves in those places where people that we, that have similar interests to us, similar values to us, are in this forward moving place, right? Are going, and we can attract those people and look for them. So yes, I'm not saying get rid of your old friends, right? But some of those old friends maybe had that, have served their time and purpose in your life. Maybe when your kids were younger, those were your friends, the play date mommies, and you talked bad about your husbands, and or complained about your husbands, and sat there and munched on food all day long. And 20 years later, they're still doing the same thing, but you've moved on from that, right? Like, you're happy in your marriage, and you're ready to like move on to the next stage. You're ready to lose the weight in all this. So know that at this point in your life, if you want happiness and you want people surrounded, to be surround yourself with people who fill your soul, people who excite you, who make you laugh. Oh my gosh, to be around people who make you laugh, right? Who don't drag you down their road of misery. That's what's going to build, and that's where the happiness is. And so, a big part of my group, Midlife Mojo, you ladies know, is about community, right? I try to do things to build that community. I have my Midlife Mojo book club. You ladies got to join that. We have a wonderful, small little group, and we've really just become good friends in there because we get to talk at a more intimate level. I've got my Friday free intermittent fasting Zoom call. That too, not a lot of people join me on that. So I get to know people a little better. Even on these calls once a week, just through the comments back and forth in my Women with Mojo. I'm just always, even the posts that I put out there trying to not just educate you and talk to you, but trying to get you to know you as people, right? To join us as people. That's really my goal, is to, because I know that if you're in this Midlife Mojo group, you are a natural minded woman. You are a woman with mojo, right? You're a woman, or if you don't have it, you want it and you're seeking it, right? And that's what I like. People who are seekers, people who are looking to grow themselves. And so this is that group for that. All right. And then the last mistake in finding happiness for, right, is living for retirement and thinking that's the end all to be all, right? So for starters, right, if you retire at 65, they say now the average woman lives to 85. Well, what are you going to do? Like sit in your rocking chair and knit sweaters for like the next 20 years? Like what's this like living for our retirement? Life will be good once I retire. Everything will be perfect once I retire, right? Gosh, you could get hit, God forbid, but you could get hit by a bus the day after you retire. And then what did you do with all of those years before, right? Don't live for retirement. Get happy and get healthy now. It will only make retirement that much better, right? It will only, if you've got to start that whole process, you're already behind the eight ball. So, right now, is the time. And if you're already retired, well, that's okay. Today you're going to start all these little things that you're going to start to tweak your life a little bit, but you're going to have to amp it up. If you're already retired, right, you're going to have to amp it up, right? Because you're already in that stage where you can go out there and be and do, right? You don't have to show up for work every day. So if you're not there yet and you haven't figured out a way to get your health under control and get your happiness where you want it to be, then today's the day. Don't wait another moment, right? Right. But for all of us, I always say, you know, tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So let's do the best we can do today. And if we can find true joy, I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, I can't think of anything I'd rather feel in life than happy, right? That would make me fulfilled in life. So, and as we're moving towards this last part of the year, it got me, this is kind of why I was thinking about happiness. This is really the time of year for a lot of people where they do start to get sad. We head into the holidays, maybe they're alone for the holidays or they've lost a loved one and they're not with them. This is the first time or the second or the 100th time, the time that they're not here for the holidays. And it's a time where we can easily get overwhelmed by the activities. Now, I know it may be a little different this year, maybe not be quite the hustle and bustle it always was, but still, still can be a very stressful kind time of year, a very busy time of year, and a time of year where it's easy to say, I'll deal with it January. Oh, I'll start taking care of myself. And it's easy to slip back into old habits, and it's easy to slip back into making yourself less of a priority. And so I just want to give you permission that it's okay this holiday season to do things different. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to put your happiness first. It's okay to say no to people. All right. Maybe you're the one who always did Thanksgiving. All right. You're the one who always put on the big family Thanksgiving. And you know what? You're just tired this year and you don't feel like doing it. But everybody counts on you. I've got to do it. If I don't do it, who's going to do it? Oh, well, right? You got to do it makes you happy. Somebody will step up. I don't know if my mother-in-law is listening. Let's hope she's not listening to this one because, my daughter and I were talking the other day, and we are thinking maybe just like the four of us, my son's going to be home from college. Maybe for Thanksgiving this year, we're going to go and just four of us go away for Thanksgiving and just, my mother-in-law has friends that she eats with anyways. She doesn't like coming to my Thanksgiving. She likes coming for dessert because I don't serve turkey at my Thanksgiving and she wants her turkey. And my parents, well, they can, it's just one day, it's just one holiday. There's lots of holidays that we're all going to be together in December. But that I think would make me happy this year, just to like not do the big, huge thing, and all of that. So, I got to think about that. So I just want you guys to know, just permission this holiday season to continue to make yourself a priority. You don't have to stop just because there are these long held expectations of this time of the year for you, right? Oh, well, you always helped out and volunteered at, this time of year to be the one that stuffed candy canes with toys for tots or whatever it is. Is that a great cause? Is that a wonderful thing? Absolutely. But if it's not going to make you happy this year, don't do it. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. Nothing is more, I think, important than protecting ourselves and our happiness. And I think the best way to quickly get into that happiness and pivot it, like maybe especially when you find yourself maybe kind of going down that pity party road or going down that rabbit hole of, just you trying your best to be happy, but life just feels like it's knocking you down a little bit. The best and quickest way I know to turn that around is gratitude. Like just get into the moment of gratitude as quickly as you can. Like what is something right here in this moment that I am thankful for? And we all have something thankful for. I mean, if it's just breathing, then it's just breathing. Okay. There's a lot of people today who are, who would give anything to just be breathing, right? And just be here. So that, if nothing else. But every Thursday, that's why I have that in my group, and I've had it in all the groups I've had. That thankful Thursday, and I love. Like honestly, that's usually one of the most popular posts of the week is my thankful Thursday in Midlife Mojo, where people just post their three things in the moment that they're thankful for. Right? Just stopping for just a moment, it just gets you out of your life, out of your head, and puts you in a place. And it's really hard to like be miserable when you've just like thought of like three things that make you happy or three things that you're grateful for, or three things that give you, that fill you up and fill your soul, right? It puts life in perspective as well. Would you guys agree? I don't know. How many of you guys have a gratitude practice? Does anybody have a gratitude practice at all that they do? If you're an essential oils person, there's an essential oil called gratitude, right? I think it's up there somewhere. Just put a drop in, right? Take yourself out of it for a moment and then think of three things that you're grateful for. But there's a lot of oils that you can do that with. That's just one of them. So just think of that. All right. That's a quick way. So I think that is it for today, for happiness, our topic. So just know that every Monday that I am here 2 p.m. and I am starting to bring on more resources. Hey, Lisa. Oh, you do. Fantastic. I'm glad you have a gratitude practice. That's really important. And so I'm starting to bring on to my midlife mojos more. I'm trying to do it maybe every other week or at least once a month, if not twice a month, having some kind of guest come on where they're going to give some kind of practical information that you can do right that use right away. I'm trying to find people that maybe have things to demonstrate to you, and things like that. So every Monday, look for that at 2 p.m. I had my first guest on last Monday, and my next guest is coming up this Monday. Next, or I should say next Monday, I guess. She's going to be talking about pain, back pain, and so forth, and some things that you can do for that. So I'm really always looking. If you are somebody in this group and you've got a skill that you can, or a gift that you want to share with any of my members that you think could benefit women over 40 and just living happy, healthy lives, shoot me off a message and we can talk about maybe getting you on my Midlife Mojo Mondays. Or I also have my Women with Mojo interview series. So if you've got an inspirational story, maybe you've overcome something, maybe you are running a nonprofit or you've created your own, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be like life changing, but just doing something, a story that you think might inspire other people or motivate other people for good. Shoot me off a message. I'd love to have you on and share with my audience. And then every Friday, as of right now, that might be going away in January, so take advantage. But as of right now, every Friday, I do a free intermittent fasting Zoom live call at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's very casual. I always say you don't get the fancy background. You don't get me showered half the time. You get me out on my back porch, which is my real office, and we just get on and I answer any questions. It doesn't necessarily even have to be about intermittent fasting. If you're lucky enough just to get on with just me or a couple people, we can certainly talk about other things. So join me for that. And then just look for in the next week or so the release of my new 6 week intermittent fasting and essential oils class that I am really excited to present to y'all. And I'm going to have a special pricing since it will be the first run of this. And I'm just kind of looking for people to take it, to give me feedback, maybe some testimonials and things like that. So look for all of that great information. So that is it for another Midlife Mojo Monday. I thank you all who are here live with me, joining me. I appreciate you keeping me company. And for those of you who take the time on the replay, I appreciate that you take that time to not only support me, but more importantly, to invest in yourself, right? That's one of those things of happiness we just talked about. When you watch these videos, when live and or on the replay, you're investing in yourself and in your health. And that's going to bring you the best happiness. So that's it. Everybody have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the group. Bye bye.